What a night, what a game. A lot of Hungry Jacks highlights. This is an overtime. Ian Clark stood up. Jarrell Martin likewise. Great play. They hit the two first threes of the extra 5 minutes. Dwight Reith was able to get that to go. Ian Clark played big minutes late with Jalen Adams on the sideline with cramps. That man, Tyler Harvey, was incredible all night. He had 35, but in the end, Chase Buford and the Sydney Kings win their 13th. Yeah, that's right, 13th straight match. There's some numbers and there's some big ones, Liam Santamaria.
Sure are. Harvey and Vesuvic were the highlight reel guys tonight, leading the way for their teams. Jessup was big, Martin was big, geez, Cooks was big, Clark was big, Dwight Reid had some big moments, big double-double from Sam Froling. Just an absolutely epic game of basketball. There you see your numbers, really tight. Look at the rebounding count, 1 board in it, same amount of dimes. The only thing that separated these two teams was the first couple of minutes of OT. 8-zip run to the Kings. They came out and executed. They got their noses in front and they closed that thing out.
Big question. I've got a big question for both of you men who know a hell of a lot more than I do. Last play of the game. Well, it wasn't the last play of the game. It was 20 seconds ago. It turned out to be the last play of the game. Jessup hits that. It's back to 5. 20 seconds, no foul. Are you surprised by this?
I was.
Made no sense. It really made no sense. We've seen how to play the foul game. You never know. They might miss some free throws. You might knock down some shots. And for 20 whole seconds, they just let that clock run out. It was bizarre.
Now, again, I'm a simple man, but it's percentage, right? There's no point spread that worries about if they get the same. So even that doesn't make a great deal of sense. There's no point spread to worry about. So I'm not sure if Brian Goorjian will address it in his presser or if we talk about it, but it did seem to have a very unique ending to an incredibly great game.
Yeah, it was odd. I mean, they just had to foul in that moment. Send the Kings to the free throw line. If they miss 2, you've still got some time to make some things happen. We saw what Brisbane did with New Zealand earlier in the season. Miraculous comebacks do happen in that situation if you play it right.
Amy Ladder, here's what it all means. 18-7 apiece for Melbourne and Sydney atop it with a couple of games to go. Illawarra 17-9, so you would think it's going to have to take a pretty big effort, although Illawarra and Sydney do meet again in the last weekend. Perth we're about to see at 15-9, but the Amy Ladder there just shows what tonight's game meant.
Fantastic game. Cannot wait for game 2. Perth, Adelaide, don't go nowhere.
Don't. Grab your Hungry Jacks, get some fruit tingles, settle into the couch, wherever you might be around the country. Stay there. Perth and Adelaide after this.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse. This program is brought to you by Hungry Jacks and Bunnings Warehouse.
I'm never off my grind. I'm always on time. I'm ahead of the game. I'm first place. I'm in my prime. Hard work that pays off. I pay dues. I'm paid off. Cross me, get crossed off. I'm so fresh. I'm so raw. Go hard like A-Day. It's game time like A-Day. I ball hard and clutch play.
Thursday night doubleheader. Hope you enjoyed your quick breath, because Perth and Adelaide are about to go at it. It's going to be a good, fun game. Cam Luke, Liam Santamaria, Corey Homicide Williams with you. And for DoorDash, let's have a look at the Perth lineup. Home team gearing up for the playoffs. Liam Santamaria, of course, as always, led by Bryce Cotton.
And the big ins, Michael Frazier and Mitch Norton, back for this squad. Now, I don't see Norton's name there. Hopefully he's all good to go. There you see him on your screen. Looks like he's ready to get going. They have really missed Mitch Norton. Great to have him back. And after all the drama of the last couple of weeks, Michael Frazier back out there.
And to celebrate the NBL finals, DoorDash are giving you the chance to eat your way to LA. Use the code DASH2LA on all orders between now and May 29th, and you'll be in the running to take 3 friends or family on a 5-night trip to Lakers to play in Los Angeles. I had to get through it quick, because there's the Adelaide list, led by that man, Mitch McCarron.
It's going to have a big one. We know there are no easy wins out west in RAC Arena. Red Army behind their team's back. See what Adelaide could bring.
12,000 members. The record announced during the week for the Red Army. And here is McCarron to kickstart it. Guarded by Travers. Sunday Detch gets himself to a mid-ranger and hits it to kickstart the night from 17-4.
Oh, we got a headband Bryce Cotton.
I know we're only 29 seconds into this, but I like it. Here he is, on cue, guarded by Harris. Here's Travers. Dumps it off for Hodgson, who's starting. Couldn't get it to go. Johnson. First 5 points for Adelaide as he finds nothing but net, letting it fly over Vic Law.
And here's what we know. When DJ comes back out west, he absolutely owns the Wildcats. He's off to a great start.
Law guarded by Harris. Spins and gets it to go. Little jump hook. He rattles it home as the Red Army can now take a seat.
Playing through a little lower leg soreness. Vic Law, he's got the sleeve there on his lower right leg, and his scoring's been a little bit below his average across recent games.
McCarron, great pass. Detch goes back door. Vic Law said no. Referee said no as well. And Sunday Detch to go the foul line for 2.
Great back door. Good read. Good pass. And, you know, when you're going to the basket, you need to go up aggressive. He was going up to finish that. Goes to the line for 2.
First is good for Sunday Detch.
It's a big job ahead for the 36ers. They've only won once on the road this season. Lost 10 of their last 12. The Wildcats really looking to get their mojo back after they snapped the 3-game losing streak last week with a win over New Zealand and a chance to continue to build that momentum back with another win tonight.
Can you tell me where that win was, Liam? It might have been Tassie early in the year. Maybe, I could be wrong. It's been a long night. Vic Law, sore shin and all, is able to get it to go. Withers. And they've started on fire, the Adelaide 36ers. 3 of 3 from the field, 2 of those from beyond the arc.
They have nothing to lose. They've beaten this team before. They have started this game confident.
Travers takes the bump. Withers did enough to make sure it's not a 3-point play.
We see it so often, don't we? Things will go wrong for you in the jungle. The Wildcats will go on some runs. Cotton will catch fire at some stage. You're not going to get the whistle. But if you can knock down shots, if you can shoot a high percentage, you're going to stay in the game. This is a perfect start for the 36ers.
Luke Travers, another young man who's had many an NBA scout eyeball on him over the last couple of weeks as the NBL continues to garner more and more attention by the week. Second one's a little short. Speaking of NBA scouts, I did notice you took the crew through Bendigo and Ballarat the last couple of days. How was it as Hiram Harris lets a 3 go?
I had a good time. I ended up going to the game in Bendigo.
No, we seen you, mate.
There was about 10 NBA scouts in the building. And I had opportunity to spend the day with one. Went to Ballarat and looked at some young talent, the under 16 state teams. A 7'3" kid, 16, 17 years old, something like that. 7'3", plays for Queensland. Talented.
Sunday Detch at the other end. Are you a manager now, or are you just
not a manager? I just not a consultant either. It was just more of looking at it from a professional eye that gets paid to identify talent.
Fair enough.
And see through their eyes, what do they look at? So it was a great time. It was a great learning experience.
Travers lobbed it up. Hodgson grabbed it in front of Blanchfield, and in the end he walked when he landed with it. I know it's early days, Liam, but this has got a little less intensity than the previous one in the first couple of minutes.
A tad bit less.
And you know what? That's to Adelaide's benefit.
It is.
You know, the energy from the Red Army's not flowing onto the floor. The 36ers coming out, scoring, knocking down shots. They've taken them out of the game.
And you can clearly see Sunday Detch, when he gets the ball and Bryce Cotton's on him, he is told to attack. He's been successful early in this first quarter. 8 points, 3 of 3 in this one.
Majuk tried to find Travers on the back door, couldn't find it. McCarron. CJ Bruton asking the question. Kai Soto gets done on a travel. Let's have a look.
Good hands.
It's good defense.
Majuk. That's an easy call. Were they handing out headbands at practice during the week?
I like it.
And he's got his hand on it, it's okay.
But yes, they must have been. There's Blanchfield, who does not have a headband on. Majuk does. Spins, left hand, jump, hook. Nice. Had a really good year, Majuk. He's filled that role. Daniel Johnson for 3, that's off. Sunday Detch is everywhere at the moment. Travers also met him at the backboard and pinned the ball against it. And now Blanchfield finds Vic Law, who just on the attack mode gets himself to the foul line. But Majuk, the perfect energy, complete. You know, just plays whatever he has to in any role. In particular, when you've got two superstars on your team. Damian Martin is courtside. Hello, Damo, for the first time tonight. Hello.
Hello, what a great first game. Let's hope this game lives up to it as well. Perth v Adelaide, they're some of our favourite matchups. Big rivalry, and Daniel Johnson, who you mentioned already, Corey, he just loves playing at RAC Arena, and then another Perth guy and former Wildcats, Sunday Detch, has started on fire as well.
A little bit disappointed, to be honest, to see Damian Martin just have his hair and not a headband, but it turns out not everyone got the memo this week in the West.
Just to put some numbers around that with Daniel Johnson, we've seen it across his whole career, but even recently hasn't scored less than 18 at RAC Arena since January 2019.
Why do you think that is? Is it, correct me if I'm wrong, he's from WA, right? Okay, is it more the Wildcats didn't recruit him, so he wants to come there and teach him a lesson every time? Like, I'm a WA boy, how am I not with you? Is it? Because if you've averaged more in your career in that venue, where does it stem from?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it's more just a case of there's just some arenas, there's just some environments where guys just feel confident. You've had some big games, you always feel good coming back, and you know, that's how it is. And for him, for a while, Ken's Convention Centre was like, there's been a few arenas that Daniel Johnson's felt good at, but certainly at RAC Arena, as Damo's been saying, he enjoys it.
Damo, your thoughts on it, because you've seen it, unfortunately for you all, a couple of times up close and personal, but tonight from the sideline. What do you make of it?
Yeah, he's an absolute superstar. Daniel Johnson continually delivers when he comes back home. He grew up playing for Willetton, which is about 15 minutes away from RAC Arena. But back in about 2011, I want to say the Wildcats were really close to securing his contract. Adelaide came in late. They pipped us at the post. He's gone on to have one of the all-time great careers as a 36er, but he would have looked good in red as well.
He most certainly would have. Outstanding career for Daniel Johnson. Still going strong. Finds himself out of a double team there. Finds Sunday Ditch. Here's Mitch McCarron. On the attack against Blanchfield. Leaves it for Dusty Hanners, who's back in off that sore wrist. Not sure what mitt that was. I know it was an Adelaide 36er hand, and it'll count. But Dusty Hanners back in after a couple of weeks on the sideline.
Good to see him back on the court healthy, because he's a guy that can score in bunches a lot, and they're going to need every bucket they can get out of him to get this one on the road.
And here he is on cue. Detch for three. After getting rid of Kevin Watt, couldn't get it to go. Law.
Automatic, that mid-range, off the bounce.
He gets to wherever he wants.
He can elevate over the defense.
He's
so
quick.
7 points in this contest. Feeling good early.
4-point Adelaide lead, early doors, first quarter. RAC Arena, here's Hanners. That'll count. Takes the bump. Able to float it in. We see.
They definitely gave out headbands in practice. White ones, too.
Well, Frazier had his hand out when they were brought out the bag. Big changes. Scott Morrison, Frazier and Norton. There's the combination that have been missing a bunch of games in recent times. Cotton comes back in. It's one of the headband brigade. Kept him pretty quiet early doors. Hasn't had a look.
Well, as you know, Corey, because you were on the show, but NBL Overtime has the #1 journalist in the game. So, investigative report from Liam Santamaria come Tuesday on ESPN. Here's Cotton. Here is Norton. Guarded by Soto. Wants to go right back at him. Takes a couple of bounces. Welcome back, Mitch Norton. Referee not giving him anything there. Dead's been letting it fly early, and that's no different as he knocks it down. And that's now a 10-point lead. Double-digit lead for the 36ers in his first quarter. Sunday Detch has 11.
You know what I like about this Adelaide performance so far? They can play spoiler. And that's probably what the mindset is. You know what? Our season is done. But let's play spoiler.
CJ Bruton about to have a chat to his charges.
It's good. More importantly, the defensive end. The stagger screen. Again, you got Jesse on that staggers. Hodges the first screener. Kai, you're here. With Jesse is here. Still top block Cotton out of the corner, right?
If Wake's sitting in the first,
Yeah.
do you want me to sit off just a little bit more to get one?
No, it's Kai's got that. Kai's got the basket. And again, the closeout. Know who you got. Norton's a driver. Who's the shooter? Who's the driver? On the offensive end, hey, first play is wide punch. Then it's wide veer. Kai here. Go screen for Dusty. Dusty turns the corner. Here we go. Wide punch.
I like that from CJ where he's talking about know your personnel. He's saying make sure you know out there who you're closing out on. Cotton, we're going to top block him. He's a shooter. Got to run him off the arc. Mitch Norton, he's a driver. Short closeout. Keep him out of the paint.
Listen, you see CJ's style, the top button up. And I teased and joked about a week ago. He got it from me. No, he did not. I received the text.
Here we go.
And said, listen here, young fella,
Yes,
I've been
sir.
doing this
Cal Senior.
for a while. I said, OG, I was just playing. I know you the guy. Shout out to Cal Bruin Senior.
He had those
The
sidelines.
flyest
Looking.
old head in Australia.
Cotton, great pass inside. Hodgson takes a little bump. Soto got him on the arm. That'll count.
Good execution out of the timeout. They drew up early in the in the huddle. Good seal up underneath. Soto's under the rim, too deep. Matty Hodgson up and in through the contact.
Damian Martin courtside listening to Scott Morrison the last time out. Damo, what do you have to say?
Yeah, he'd be delighted with that play. That's exactly how they drew it up. But first and foremost, he addressed their defense. He was not a happy camper about it whatsoever. They're not sticking to the game plan, so he reiterated what they want defensively, in particular on the on-balls. And just quietly, I'm standing next to some of the superstars from the Harlem Globetrotters. I've never felt more out of my depth in my life. I don't think I ever had any interesting things to do on the court. And so, not surprisingly, I'd never got a phone call from the Globetrotters when I retired. But it's great to see these guys at RAC Arena, and they'll put on a show shortly.
They most certainly will. Thank you, Damo.
Dusty Hannahs with another bucket.
Wagstaff guarded by Harris. Here's Cotton. Yet to attempt a shot. Changes that. It's a little short. Frazier kept it alive. Nicely done to Cotton. He's on the attack, guarded by Dufemeyer. Frazier steps into a three. And you mentioned it just moments ago, Dusty Hannahs has come out with a lot of aggression and confidence, Homicide.
Look, it's important for him to finish this season up strong for his sake. You know, mentally, it's been tough. It really has been. So you want to finish your season off on a positive. Why not start? He's off to a good start right now in this one.
Sure is. Sunday Detch as well. He's got 11. Here is Hannahs. Splits the double team, gets all the way to the bucket and gets it over the outstretched arm with the left hand of Matty Hodgson, and the lead's 11. And Adelaide have done everything right in this first quarter so far.
He's just doing his thing. Dusty Hannahs coming off.
Sunday morning, easy.
He really
Sunday morning at the rec center.
Frazier.
It almost looks like, you know, the pressure's off. The weight of the world is off his shoulders a little bit. You said it, Corey. They've got nothing to lose down the stretch here. He's had a rough year. That's well and truly in the books. He's come in off the bench and he's just playing free and getting to his spots.
Norton. Here's Wagstaff straight on three. Soto let him shoot it. McCarron wants to push through Dufemeyer. Hannahs. Spun into Vic Law. He just said, I'll take that. And now they want to push. What a pass! Norton couldn't quite corral it from Vic Law. It's turnover number 4 for the Wildcats in this first quarter. Hannahs. Guarded by Law. Stops, props, got it.
Oh yeah, he got it going on.
This is the Dusty Hannahs we were expecting from the opening tip. Start of the year, Homicide.
They'll take it tonight. So will we.
13 the difference. He's got 9. Blanchfield tries to change it. Wasn't close. They've come out lackluster, Perth. Hannahs feeling it. Gets all the way to the bucket. Finger roll. He is really feeling it. He's doing whatever he wants. The lead is 15. He's in the double figures.
Dusty looked like he playing A grade at the rec center at MSAC down the street in Melbourne. Not a matchup problems out there for him. Well, for Perth.
Cotton pulls up. That's long. Kept alive by Wagstaff. Shot clock is off. Here is Wagstaff. Headband, Cotton. Step back over Dufemeyer. Short. Come up the side of the backboard. Harris looking around and says, I'll hold it, because it's been a very successful first 10 minutes, and that man's loving it. They lead by 15. Adelaide 30, Perth 15. Second quarter next. What a first half for Adelaide. Luke Travers showing a little bit off the tip. We know what he can do. That's Bryce Cotton with the headband. Matty Hodgson into the starting 5, getting involved. But it was all Adelaide. Dusty Hanners was great off the bench with 11 in his return from injury. And that family probably won't be overly happy right now. Joe Rulo, $50 Kmart gift card is going your way. It's Brianna and Alyssa. They love it when they get together Wildcats game with their cousins, Chloe and Declan. Well, crew. Long way to go in this one. So keep smiling, all thanks to Kmart Joe, who's a $50 Kmart gift card recipient.
What a great first quarter from Adelaide. They've had a little bit of success against Perth this season. Early bucket for the Wildcats. Begin the second quarter. Remember, they beat them. Adelaide in Adelaide earlier in the year. And another slow start for the Wildcats. It's the 15th time out of 25 games this season that they've found themselves double digits in the first quarter.
Hanners couldn't get it to go at the other end, and now Vic Law guarded by McCarron. Fun matchup. That'll count.
So tough in that post mid-range area. Has the ability and the strength to just get to his spot and elevate over you. Tough finish, double team. He's grooving. He is the goods. 4-4, 9 points early in this one. Make that 10.
First 5 points in the first 40 seconds for the Wildcats.
Sorry, Cam. I'd like Dusty Hanners to get a look right now. Let's see how hot he really is.
Here's Johnson, guarded by Majuk. Fading away jump hook.
I'll give it to DJ. Tough. He made that basket tougher than it needed to be, but again, he loves this venue.
Cotton. Law. Double team, finds Travers. Who finds Blanchfield, who finds Travers. They've turned down a couple of shots here, the Wildcats. Travers in the end got a bit of a tough one in the lane, but Majuk kept it alive, only to the hand of McCarron, who wants the push.
Go all the way, DJ.
You heard CJ Bruton tell him what to do, so he did it. Simple as that.
Listen.
Do what your coach says, Homicide, and you score 2 points.
Dusty Hanners and DJ are both at the wreck. This defense is non-existent. It does not bother them.
Cotton scoreless. Still, Katona with a rebound. None of 4 for Bryce Cotton.
Hey, right here, punch it. Hey, DJ, down. Right here. Get up,
Hanners,
DJ.
Johnson, couldn't get it to go.
He's just a professional scorer. He just has a nose for the bucket. Just wheeling and dealing in the painted area. Putting points on the board, getting to the free throw line. And if you're the Wildcats, you can't come in here and mess around. The pom-poms are out in Tassie right now, cheering for these 36ers to keep their playoff dreams alive.
What a big start. $15-point lead. It was a quarter time as well. Here's Law. DJ with the rebound. Dusty Hanners. It's a game-high lead, 15 right now. And Dusty Hanners going to try and extend it. He's just full of confidence. Right at Blanchfield. Couldn't get it to go. Law with his second rebound of the night. And Cotton. None of 4 from the field. It won't last long. Vic Law, no. Majuk, no. Cotton. No. Cotton. No. Remarkable. They're 8 of 23 from the field. And at the other end, Adelaide, through Mitch McCarron are able to put it back off an offensive rebound. They are 15 of 24, 62% and a 33%. That's the difference right now.
And it is a 17-point lead. Just great start to this second quarter. Good defense. You get a bucket right here. You need a timeout, coach.
Hannes. They just ran past him was Luke Travis.
Oh, timeout, coach. Timeout.
Travis just ran past him and Hannes said, thank you.
They playing spoiler, Liam. 10-5 in this second quarter. Obviously 15-30 in the first, but this is a flat-out butt whooping.
Absolute.
Man, he is feeling it. Dusty Hanna's got some work done inside and now in transition, just lets the defense fly by. 14 points in the board midway through the second.
Dusty, give me a 40 piece. I'm in a forgiving mood. You give me 40. Uh-oh, no, those are my guys.
Damian Martin mentioned it already. They're here right now, the Globetrotters, going around saying g'day to everyone. The good news is they're coming back to Australia. Their excellence and skills are known throughout the world, and they're going to be back. Grab your tickets now and get ready to create memories with the whole family. 2nd of July, you're in Brisbane. 3rd of July in Sydney. This particular stadium will play host to them on July 5, a Tuesday night. John Cain Arena on the 9th of July. And Adelaide Entertainment Centre, the home of the 36ers, on July 14th. Do not miss out. The Harlem Globetrotters, of course, a former nightly opponent of one Corey Homicide Williams.
One of the best shows on earth. Guaranteed nothing but laughs and great entertainment when you go watch them. Get your tickets. I'll be there for sure.
When does Scott Morrison get a response from his team? When does he get a lift, a surge of energy? Mitch Norton, Michael Frazier back out there. He's looking for a squad that's going to sit down, play some D, try to get them back in this game.
Law. Norton. Got it. Needed it. Understatement, to be fair.
0-5 up until that hit from outside.
Sadly, Dusty Hannes is off the floor.
Dufermeyer. Damian Martin is courtside. Scott Morrison, what did he have to say, Damo?
Oh, look, to be honest, going in there, I was getting a little nervous, thinking I might pick up a thing or two I can say to my kids if I'm not happy with my Easter eggs on the weekend. But he was actually pretty cool and calm, and he drew up that offensive set. I think the mindset is if we can see the ball go through the basket, we can build off the back of that, because there's nothing they can draw up right now that's going to change defensively. It's got to come down to each individual getting in the stance, and more importantly, have a willingness to play some defense, contest some shots, because right now, Hannes, Sunday, and DJ are having their way.
5 straight for the Wildcats out of that timeout. Halfway through this second quarter. Sunday Desch, great first quarter, couldn't get that one to go. Norton will push. Blanchfield, catch, shoot, 3, 8 points, straight. And now it's going to be CJ Bruton who wants to have a chat to his team.
Good timeout. CJ got to stomp on that momentum in the jungle, and there it is. That was the moment. He got the response out of the timeout. They came out and executed. Great push of the ball from Mitch Norton. Right down the middle cylinder. Bang! Blanchfield. 8 quick points. They're back down to 12.
CJ Bruton, head coach at Adelaide 36ers. He asked for the timeout. This is why.
That elbow shot, make sure that as we're coming in from the corners that you keep your guy in front of you so the leak outs aren't there for them, right? Know who they are, because Blanche is, again, looking for his 3. Kai's now he's a 5-4. We're going to come play out a wheel. I want to play out a wheel. First one is wheel post. Cotton's on the floor, wheel post. The second possession is wheel mid, okay?
The guy's going off knee to start. They're high. Guy's going under, I'm popping, entering it. Yep.
Yes.
But let's get back to what was working. Was good cuts, good screens. We space them out, they don't know how to help.
Hey,
we don't run properly.
On the D. Keep them in front, box out.
6 on 3, 1, 2, 3.
Here we go.
I enjoyed the chip in from Mitch McCarron at the end there. Get back to what was working. Good cuts, good screens. He said they don't know how to help. They feel like the Adelaide 36ers, they feel like if they move that Wildcats defense around, opportunities will present.
12-point lead for Adelaide. If you're joining us, they led by 15. At quarter time, they stretched that lead to 20 only moments ago, but the last 8, all for the Wildcats. Here's Withers. Hodgson says no on the help defense, and now it's Fraser. Wants the push. Right at Sunday Dedge. He got his hands in, as you heard from the referees, it's on the floor.
And as you can see, after that Wildcat, that defense, they've come out, after the timeout, they've come out playing Wildcat defense, getting stops and getting energy from that end and having the ability to go out and transition, get easy buckets and, you know, hitting threes. And now they're looking, they've woken up.
Norton. Here's Blanchfield. Puts it on the floor. Hand by McCarron was nice. Sunday Detch got Fraser to beat. In fact, had 3 to beat. Mitch Norton thought he got all ball. Referee disagreed.
And this is what they've missed with Mitch Norton. Not the foul, but he did stop the transition opportunity. But just his energy. He's been a key element of this response and this little fight back here. And they've been doing all this. They've marched back into this game here with Bryce Cotton on the bench. Scoreless. 0 for 6 from the field.
Johnson.
I know who's not scoreless.
In the double figures is DJ. He's got 11.
4 of 6 from the field.
Hodgson a long way from the bucket. Law can do his work from there. Not on this occasion.
Adelaide have 3 players in double figures.
He's
Sunday,
one of them.
Sunday with 11, DJ with 11, and Dusty Hannahs with 14.
Soto.
Nice take by the young fella off the dribble. Super talented, this next star. Showing a little bit of his skill set. The big fella is now in foul trouble. How many fouls he got? Oops, sorry, that's 1.
I like they dropped it into it. Teammates growing in confidence in the young fella as he's been doing things. We know he presents himself as a lob threat, but there in the block saying, hey, throw it down here. Let me get some work done.
And he came off his last game with 21 points. Looking the goods late in this season. A lot of these next stars have began to blossom. It's great to see. As we know, the Next Star Initiative have produced some serious talent that have transitioned to the NBA. That's why they're here.
Travers. Took a bump. I think Todd Withers agreed, as you could hear, but in the end, Travers to the foul line. Bryce Cotton, none of 6 from the field so far, has 4 rebounds. A very un-Bryce Cotton box score as we're deep into this second quarter. And Todd Withers to the bench with his 3rd foul.
Yeah, Cotton. Wildcats have been outscored by 23 points during his 11 minutes on the floor.
Second is good. Luke Travers. Couple of points for him tonight. 2 or 4 from the foul line. $16-point lead. McCarron finds Daniel Johnson.
How are you leaving off of him? He must didn't get the memo.
Leads back to 19. 14 for Daniel Johnson.
Quietly going about his business.
Travers right at Hannahs. Finds Hodgson, who takes the bump. They can get through the old-fashioned way. Talk us through it, Homicides. This is how we've seen it.
I mean, just a lackluster defender. That possession by Vic Law that just was Look, that's the hottest guy on the court at the moment. You don't need to help. Usually the help does come from you, but if you're guarding a guy that can shoot from the perimeter, you cannot help as hard as you did right there.
No, you're right. Onus also on the guy guarding the ball. This is what Damo said on the sideline there. Sit down, stay in front of the ball, then you can stay out of those kind of rotations. You don't give up easy looks.
Detch. Another man who's been feeling it. That's off. Here's Cotton. Hodgson guarded by Soto. No double team coming, so it's one-on-one, and Hodgson just gets to wherever he wants.
Great defense.
Tried to throw it down. Soto did a pretty good job the first time, but Matty Hodgson inserted into the starting lineup tonight, having a nice night. 8 points for him.
Good job by Matty, staying with his shot.
Here's the same battle at the other end, and Hodgson takes the points again.
Defense by the big fella. Young fella, you're not about to score on me. That's what Matty just said.
Blanchfield, pull up.
Find him.
Ooh. I don't think you see Matty Hodgson did Sunday Detch as he was trying to find Dusty Hanners. Turnover number 3 for the first half. For the 36ers. Cotton. Drought ended.
Wow. Doesn't usually take that long. Bryce Cotton finally on the board. Halftime just around the corner.
Hanners. First one no good. Law picks into McCarron. Tip in. Here's Cotton. Great pass. Law, Travers couldn't hit it. Hodgson. Hanners. CJ talking him through it. Shot clock down to 5. Wants to take it to Blanchfield. Run out of places to go. McCarron has to let it go as the shot clock was about to expire. Been an interesting minute, and that'll be a tech foul on Scott Morrison.
Knew that was
still
coming.
trying to argue the Matt Hodgson situation.
What did I say? What did I say?
Relax, Scott, I'll talk to you after. We're going to hit a sit and I'll come back.
You okay?
So this all related to the fact he felt that Kai Soto should have had an over the back on a rebound with Matty Hodgson the previous play. He kept going and
It was over the back.
tech.
And he should have gotten that call. But there's a certain way you need to go about talking to the officials.
He should have got
That
the tee
wasn't
the
the way.
first time round. Ref did a good job of holding his whistle.
But that referee held it both times.
He held it both times. Chris Reed decided
Go down. Okay.
enough was enough.
It's not about what he said, it's about his reaction. He's come up here, he's come in right into the referee, and then he's followed him down there, and he's still into it. Scott, I'll get you when I can. I can't get you right now, but it's about your behaviour.
You start the game for 3 minutes for nothing. You can get right
Your
now.
behaviour.
There's the explanation. Cotton. Got it. 2 in a row for Bryce Cotton. And it's back to an 11-point game as the Wildcats try and get a little momentum leading into halftime. Hanners on Blanchfield. Shot clock at 1. Hanners. Nothing but fresh West Australian air.
They've just got a little stagnant. Offensively, the 36ers, these last couple of minutes of this second quarter, late shot clock, a little individual, and they're coming up dry.
3.5. Cotton has it. He's going to get a look at it. Couldn't get it to go right as the halftime buzzer sounded in the background. And it's an 11-point Adelaide lead. The headbands are out in full force. The frustration equally out in full force from head coach Scott Morrison. The lead was 20 in that quarter for the Adelaide 36ers. It's back to 11. In a big night of Hungry Jacks NBL. Damian Martin is courtside. Damo, take it away.
Yeah, I'm here with Mitch McCarron, the captain of the 36ers. What was the mindset coming into the game? Because you guys have been brewing for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, just we got to have some fun. You know, end of season. Yeah, we're not going to make finals, but that doesn't mean we have to lay down. You know, we want to come in here, play well for the last 4 games of the year, and I think we're doing that.
And Daniel Johnson seems to go to another level every time it comes to Perth. Does he particularly like giving it to the Wildcats?
Well, it's the hometown, mate. He's got to turn it up.
And finally, what do you think CJ was saying in the locker room? He's been Mr. Positive in every time out so far.
Yeah, I think he's got to be positive. You know, we had some breakdowns there, but, you know, they've got some really good players. They're going to score eventually. So it's on us just being consistent in, and hopefully we shoot the ball that well in the second half.
Thanks, mate. Best of luck in the second.
Appreciate it.
Mitch McCarron, he mentioned Daniel Johnson back home in his home state, and he's been cooking. It's fun to watch. 11-point lead for the 36ers. Well, the Wildcats got in the second half. Find out next. Hungry Jacks halftime highlights. It's been a fun one. In particular, if you're a 36ers fan, Sunday Detch, double figures in the first quarter. Dusty Hannahs likewise. And they've been able to get pretty much whatever they want. Matty Hodgson into the starting 5. He's been good. Vic Law, well, we know he's a superstar. He tries to battle his way through a bit of a sore shin. Western Australian-born Daniel Johnson loves RAC Arena. Tonight's no different. And Mitch McCarron, just doing Mitch McCarron things. Dusty Hannahs was able to get that to go. This has been a great first half by Adelaide. They led by 20 in the second quarter after it was 15 at quarter time. That man, Bryce Cotton, hit his last, or two of his last 3 shots. But he did struggle a little bit under the 4 points. But Liam Santamaria, it has been all Adelaide.
Sure has. Hannahs and Johnson, what do they combine for? 29 of their 49, and it's been a bit of a struggle down the other end, especially, as you say, Bryce Cotton. We're not used to seeing him so quiet, and you see the shooting percentages there. Look at the 36s, over 50% from the field, over 50% from 3, getting to the free throw line a little bit. They had 30 points in the opening quarter. For the first quarter and a half, it was way too easy for the 36ers.
Dusty Hannah's back tonight from injury, and we weren't sure what we were going to get. Well, what we did get was an aggressive Dusty Hannahs, which is great to see, because when he's aggressive, it means the team is aggressive, and it's proven that way tonight, Homicide.
I'll be honest with you.
Please.
The pressure's off. He's free. He needs to finish up strong mentally for him to just, on to the next for him. So he needs to mentally be happy and be focused for the next step in his career. But right now he's playing some really good basketball, and you can tell, like, the pressure's off.
I'll be honest with you. There was a man in defensive stance on the court. Well, not quite on the court, but close enough to it. Every time Dusty Hannah's got the pill, and it's this man, the greatest defensive player we've ever seen.
Ever.
Damo, Dusty Hannahs. First it was Detch, then it was Johnson, then it was Hannahs. They're getting pretty much anything they want in that first half.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And the scary thing is a lot of it's just coming on individual drive and kick. It's not like it's an on-ball situation where you can go back into the locker room if you're the Perth Wildcats and say, okay, maybe we're getting this wrong with our on-ball assignments. No, it's drive and kick, so they've got to get in the stance, keep them out of the keyway, and then if they do have to go and help, make sure they're not leaving shooters. Right now, Dusty Hannahs is a lot of fun to watch, but right now, no one is guarding him. He's doing whatever he like out there. He's a hell of a player, but as you mentioned, there's no more finals for the 36ers. They are playing with a lot of confidence that CJ is instilling them, just saying, guys, play to your strengths, have some fun, and let's see what happens. And what's happening is they got 49 points on the board and an 11-point lead.
Damo, down the other end, Bryce Cotton, just 4 points, 2 of 9 from the field, was not heavily involved in that first half. Is it as simple as Sunday, Detch?
Look, Sunday's been one of the best defenders in the league for a long time right now. I don't want to jump to conclusions or be superstitious, but if I'm Bryce, I'm getting that headband off and burning it and saying, all right, bring on the next 20 minutes. No more headband, Bryce.
Damo, they're not playing their best basketball, let's be honest. What's missing, and does this team have another gear? We saw Sydney, we saw Illawarra, we know Melbourne United, how they look. What is it going to take for this team to get to that ultimate championship level?
Yeah, you're exactly right. Do they have that gear to get to? When it was a close game last time Perth played Melbourne at RAC, Melbourne went to another level defensively. Perth seem to rely on getting their energy from scoring first and foremost and then trying to get stops. More often than not, it goes the other way, and that's how Melbourne get their energy, and so do Sydney. I'd love to see, with the two guys returning who are known as defenders, I'd love to see Nordo get more minutes in the second half. And then Michael Frazier, look, what's happened over the last month, I've been told he's handled it as professionally as you possibly can. He did have an injury, but at the end of the day, he's been paid to come out here, help the team get some wins. Let's go pick up full court, roll the dice and see what happens.
Damo, just quickly, when they got back to RAC Arena and have that run of home games, we expected them to feed off their own energy. They're having really sluggish starts. Can you pinpoint why?
Look, sometimes it can come down to a bit of social loafing. I think you get home and you say, okay, we're home now, we're going to thrive off energy from the RAC crowd, from the Red Army. Instead, no, the league is too good. Every single team has superstars on it. So if you come out here and you're not playing at your best from the tip-off, all of a sudden you find yourself down double digits, which more often than not, as you mentioned, I think 15 times this year so far, the Wildcats have had to come from behind after sluggish starts. And that comes from knowing one or two basic plays you're going to run, but more importantly, let's go out with the mindset of, hey, we're going to get 3 stops defensively. They've got to come here and beat us, not the other way around. No team is going to hand you the win. And while I've got you guys, I know you credited Cal Bruton with the style that his son CJ has. I've been looking around for a pair of sunglasses I can wear in an indoor arena to pay homage to you up there, Homicide. I'll see what I can do for you, mate.
We'll hear more from you, Damo, in the second half, which is coming up after this. It's a 36ers by 11. Half-time in the jungle. That's an 11-point lead for Adelaide. Detch, McCarron, Johnson, Harris, and Withers, who's in a bit of foul trouble. Three of them has the bill right there. Here's Harris at the top of the key. It's tapped away.
I tell you, if they're gonna turn this around, the Wildcats, and run over the top, they'll do something no one else has been able to do this season. No team has come from 20 points down to win this season in any game. These guys were down 40-20 early in that second quarter.
Sunday Detch started the game in a really positive way. Had 11 in the first quarter, scoreless in the second. He kickstarts the third with that. He's got 13.
So Perth were to lose this game.
Oh, here we go.
Just you know.
I like your spitballing.
Friendly conversation. What would that mean for the Jack Jumpers?
So they'd stay on 15 wins. They'd be 15-10. Jack Jumpers say they win tomorrow night against New Zealand. They'll be 15-11. So with an extra loss and a way worse percentage. Now the Wildcats would still well and truly be in the box seat, as Cotton can't hit that. Late contest from Sunday Detch, but it would make things interesting.
Just keeping in mind too, no Usman Jeng tomorrow night. Breakers announced via their social media, and there's plenty of word around Yanni Wetzel. Johnson for three, gets bumped by Vic Law as he went to land.
Yeah, that was just a clumsy contest. That's not what, I mean, Scott Morrison would have really put the word on at halftime. They came out, didn't have another huddle, just came straight out on the floor, hung out there ready to go, the Wildcats, because the message would have been strong and simple about what they need to get done at the defensive end. And that right there was a lack of concentration.
Look, if I'm guarding DJ, I'm not helping. He's that good.
I agree.
Takes you too far and you ended up, yo, that's when you tell your teammates, guard your man.
Well, that's what...
Keep him in front of you. I'm not helping. Because every time I help, who gets punished? Me.
Which is why, and maybe he's on a minutes restriction. I was expecting them to roll Mitch Norton out there to begin this third quarter. Bring that energy at the defensive end.
Law takes a little bump from Daniel Johnson, who was trying to get out of the way. Late call, as the referee said. There is Mitch Norton. You're right, Homicide, but the issue is, as Liam pointed out, basketball instincts. If you
I'm not
point
helping,
guard
bro.
is just absolutely going to work on the on-ball defense, then
I'm not helping.
he's just going straight down Main
Guess what?
Street and laying it in.
Coach gonna blame you and you gonna sit down. My man ain't gonna keep killing me if I keep helping. I'm helping you.
I get it.
And my man is killing me.
I get you.
I'm not helping. You on your own. Or sit down if you can't guard.
Ronaldo was just up on his feet in that little break there, chatting with Scott Morrison. Maybe just telling him what he's seeing at the defensive end, telling him how much they're missing him. Not sure if you noticed, Coach.
1 or 2 from Law. Johnson, guarded by Law. McCarron running start, met by Hodgson. Fades away, that's tough!
Ooh. They are looking good. And there's so much time left in this game, but Perth are looking seriously bad at both ends.
They're just in a funk, aren't they?
And is it safe to say Bryce Cotton's in a slump? Not just this game, but he hasn't played at the elite Bryce Cotton level in a while. Thoughts, Liam?
Yeah, he hasn't had any of those blockbuster performances. Been somewhere around his average, just a tiny bit below. He's been a little bit below his average in 2 games against Adelaide this season. Earlier in the year, he had a 16-point game, had a 12-point game. They got beat. He had a 27-point blowout as Hodgson tips that in a win. But Sunday Dench does a good job of chasing him around. Norton comes into the game for the Wildcats.
Dench tries to hand it off to Harris, and he bobbles it out of court. Only turnover number 4 on the night for the 36ers.
And a team like the 36ers, usually under pressure, they will fumble that ball and get a lot of turnovers. They've done a really good job handling pressure with only 4 turnovers in the game.
And not an easy place to handle the pressure is talking about turnovers. That's just a laconic,
to be fair,
nonchalant bad pass.
There hasn't been a lot of pressure.
That's
True. Wildcats that first half. I mean, that was Dusty Hannahs in that first half. That's G League Dusty Hannahs, where you've got space to operate and things are a little bit freer and you can do your thing.
McCarron guarded by Norton. 7 turnovers for the Wildcats tonight. Here's Dench. That is a great move. Finishes with the left. Aggressive Sunday Dench.
Brings his tally up to 15 in 17 minutes of play.
At both ends, as we've spoken extensively about with Bryce Cotton. A marked man. Norton, little reverse. Couldn't get it to go. Hodgson's been huge all night. And that's a big dunk into the starting lineup. 14 points, 7 boards, 4 of them offensive. Trying to spark a little bit of energy into this Wildcats unit. Dench, again, bumps straight into Hodgson, and that's an easy call. And the big man is happy about it.
Having an impact. Both ends of the floor, Hodgson having a big night. His last couple of games, he had 11 rebounds against Melbourne, 10 points against New Zealand. Here he grabs the offensive board and then says, I'm going to go up strong. 2-hand flush and then slides across, takes the charge. Big couple of plays for the Cats.
Back to 15. Here's Cotton. Great pass. Norton tried to find Hodgson. It was probably one pass too many. Turnover number 8 for Perth.
And usually in situations like this, for the last few years, we've seen Bryce Cotton will his team back into it with great individual play. But with him in this slump, who's the guy?
What a pass. McCarron to Dench, little up and under, double clutch reverse with the left. Well, you got 2 superstars on this team. Vic Law is the obvious answer to that question if it's not Bryce Cotton.
Vic Law got 13. He's doing his part.
Keeping in mind, we've still got a lot of time left here, and Bryce Cotton is Bryce Cotton as he finds Hodgson for his 2nd consecutive dunk.
What they're missing, they're not missing scoring. They're missing some defense. You've just given up 60 points in nearly 25 minutes here to a non-playoff team who's just playing free and fun. That's the issue right now.
Dench guarded by Frazier. Feeling good. Frazier looked like he got all ball. He felt he got all ball. Referee disagreed. Have a look at this, Liam. Talk us through it.
Beautiful pass, just good timing, good vision. Mitch McCarron and down the other end. Nice drop off from Cotton. Matt Hodgson now 16 points, 7 boards on his way to a big double-double.
Sunday Dench to the foul line. A former Perth Wildcat himself. Left the Red Army a couple of years ago. Punted on himself, went to Illawarra. Had that outstanding breakout season. Then finds himself at Adelaide. And now's both of them.
He's got an option on his contract coming into the off-season. Cam, you know what type of option it is?
It's one that doesn't exist, only in paper. It's called mutual.
Think he'll explore?
I think he'll explore.
You should always explore.
Short. Always. and has been quiet since that really good start. Loses it there. Great D by Cotton. That's Fraser. Finds Cotton. Couldn't get past Harris.
Wait there, wait there. Wait there. Technical foul. White 3, language. Sub, come in.
There we go. Dusty Hannahs. Language. As we just heard from the referee. Tech either side now. Scott Morrison got one in the first half. He felt he was obviously fouled at the other end when he lost the ball. Bryce Cotton makes him pay.
Sunday Detch has Bryce Cotton on ice. 2 of 11 shooting. 5 points.
We've seen this occasionally. And he ends up with 20 in a win. Let's see what the superstar can do. Here's Wagstaff. Sockrock down to 3. Wagstaff, half past, he was in 2 minds. Either way, empty possession for the Wildcats. Hannahs.
That is how you answer. Don't yell at the ref. Don't curse at the ref. Play the game and make the defense pay.
McCarron, great hands. 1 on 3, he'll wait for the troops, and Daniel Johnson says, I don't want the troops to here, I'll just let it fly, and Sunday Detch keeps it alive. Offensive rebound. Number 5 for the 36ers on the night. Hannahs straight down Main Street, left hand, can't get it to go. Sunday Detch is everywhere, outworking, out hustling, out wanting the Perth Wildcats right now.
And as a result, Adelaide outplaying, outscoring the Wildcats. They're in a big hole. There's Dusty Hannahs. Bang, he's got 18. And he gets down the lane. Detch, nobody's just out hustling everybody. Grabs another possession for Adelaide. And the Wildcats, they've got big problems. 13 and a half minutes remaining. Down 19. It's about to tick over past 20. They're in a big hole in a game they really should be taken care of.
Sunday Detch. He started the game hot, 11 in the first quarter. And it's not just the way he scores. We talked extensively about his defensive effort on Bryce Cotton so far tonight. But he just wants it more. And he finds himself in the perfect spots.
He's comfortable in this arena. Comfortable playing against his former team. And it's coming out with a point to prove. He's shooting the ball well. Making tough plays in transition. Finishing around the rim. He's been very impressive at both ends. And as I mentioned earlier, he's held Bryce Cotton to 5 points of 2 of 11 from the field. Perth Wildcats are in some serious trouble. They're shooting. They're 39% from the field. 16% from the 3. There is absolutely nothing going on in this game for Perth Wildcats at both ends. Nothing. They got 46 points in the third quarter. These were the questions that I had early in the season. And I said, do they have enough? The great Gleason is gone. A new coach steps in. It is extremely difficult to fill the void. Man has won 5 championship rings. 5 championships in 8 years. Players get a little older. Will the imports work? These were legitimate questions I had. Everybody, yeah, whatever, Corey. Look what they looking like right now.
I'll give you half credit. You did say they've missed the playoffs.
Come on, man.
They'll still make the playoffs. When you're asking the questions, that is a big tack.
Yeah, but with this team, it's more, they're not about let's get to the playoffs.
I agree. That's also true.
Greatness is what this organization is about. So that's what we judge it on.
That's true.
Good. Give me all my credit.
I'll give you 80%. a great pass out of the timeout, Liam. That's exactly what they call.
Yeah, very nicely done. So one step at a time. Try to work their way back in this. Engage the Red Army down the stretch.
Razuni thought long and hard about it, gave it up. Law didn't think about it, and that's why. Gets it to go. They get 5 points out of the timeout, and that leads back to 16. Vic Law has all 5 of them. Hannah's guarded by Cotton and just booted it straight out of the court.
Bit of energy for the Cats. Here's Vic Law, lines it up. Good screen from Wagstaff. They've gone small, the Wildcats. No Hodgson, no Majuk. Wagstaff at the 5. And just looking to close this quarter out strong.
A little bit of energy starting to creep back into the team and ROC Arena. Damo's courtside.
With how well Matty Hodgson's playing tonight, we've barely seen Jesse Wagstaff, but I don't think it's any coincidence that the intensity level has increased since Wagstaff's been out of the floor. He's been there, he's done it. He knows what they've put out there defensively has not been good enough, and he's asking more of his troops. And then in the timeout with Adelaide 36ers, I love the relationship that CJ has with his captain, Mitch McCarron. They spoke, what do you want to run here? Okay, I'll back you. They drew it up, and now let's see if they can execute.
McCarron. Hannah's been hot. Couldn't find Soto. And that'll be an offensive foul. Wagstaff was able to get around him. Soto tried to just latch onto him to stop him from stealing it, and the referee was awake to it.
Here we go.
Dufamai all over Zunic. We're under 2 minutes, third quarter. Cotton. McCarron, great hustle, got a hand. And the tough night for Bryce Cotton continues. 2 of 11. Zip of 4 now, 2 of 12. Zip of 4 from the three-point line for the superstar. Withers. Hannah's. He has been as hot as Bryce Cotton's been cold. 21 for Dusty Hannah's.
It's a beautiful thing when there's no pressure.
Blanchfield couldn't get it the other end. And the tails are up for the 36ers.
Heat check.
Dusty wants to eat more. No good. That was right. It was the heat check. He's Cotton. Guarded by Dufamai. Gets to the foul line. Dufamai just says, I'll take that. We'll push the other way and tried to find Hannah's by splitting the D.
It's been great defense. Adelaide have answered the call every time Perth try to make a run. Dusty Hannah's is playing his best basketball in this game of the season. 21 points and 8 of 15 from the field in 18 minutes. 53% from the field, 3 of 4 from downtown.
What a night. Coach's challenge, I'm assuming Scott Morrison suggesting it didn't come off a leg of the Wildcat like the referee suggested. I think I've confused myself here. We will wait for the coach's challenge. Either way, whatever way the ball, I thought it went to the 36ers. So Scott Morrison has called it. There you go. CJ gets to have a chat to his team. Up 19 points. 53% from the field they've shot. 50% from the three-point line. They've only turned it over 7 times. They've been outstanding. 6 offensive rebounds. So we just have a look and listen.
Coach's challenge is successful. The call on the floor is overturned. The ball is red.
There you go. Perth Wildcat ball. Turnover number 8 for the 36ers. Damien Martin courtside.
Yeah, that coach's challenge came off the back of Jesse Wagstaff turning around and yelling at Scott Morrison to do the coach's challenge. And I tell you what, if they didn't win it, I was going to walk up and hand a logie to Jesse Wagstaff. That was brilliant. His reaction was priceless.
This is my bench. This is my bench here.
Hey, are you going to listen to me, or are you just going to...
If you give me something fucking reasonable.
Cotton, 3. Would have liked him to make that, just to end the tension, but he didn't. His lead stays at 19 with a 10-second shot and game clock difference. Hannahs. Right at Law. Got nowhere to go, so he just hands it over to Soto, who dropped the shoulder. And Jesse Wagstaff, Damien Martin spoke about the intensity shift when he came onto the court. He's been able to draw a couple offensive fouls in the last minute or two against Kai Soto, and another one there. Looks like it'll give the last possession of the quarter for the Wildcats.
That's the 4th personal on Soto. He'll check out. You're right, Wagstaff has come in and had an impact. They haven't been able to eat into this margin all that much, though. Still 19 points. Not far away from 3/4 time.
Shot clock is off. Zuni guarded by Dufemeyer. Right hand floater, no good. Kept alive by Law, only to the hand of Harris. And he'll hold on to it. And there we go. Quarter to go. It's Adelaide, led by that man, CJ Bruton, who lead in RAC Arena by 19. Don't go anywhere. 4th quarter on the other side of this. Hungry Jacks NBL highlights. Brisbane Karen's been great. Adelaide have been great. Matt Hodgson's been great so far in a losing situation. Still a big quarter to go though. Couple of big throwdowns back to back. But Dusty Hannahs has been able to have one of his best games of the season. And he's led Adelaide to a 19-point lead. There's Bryce Cotton, headband. Bryce Cotton.
And it's been a tough night. 2 of 14 from the field. Very rare. You say Bryce Cotton, and you say 2 of 14.
Well, he hasn't had a single-digit game, Bryce Cotton, for over 2 years. He's only had a handful in his highly decorated NBL career. 5 points here, a quarter to play, sitting on the bench in a real funk.
Law misfires to kick start. They're 3 of 17 from the 3-point line. Detch. Big couple of minutes here for Perth. Need to find some momentum. Did they give themselves a chance? Lord, that's his normally
Bread and butter.
Absolute bread and butter. Blanchfield. Kept alive by Norton. Buried by Blanchfield.
Credit Norton. Good hit from Blanchfield, no doubt. But Norton wanted that ball more than anybody else. Ripped it down and found his open man.
Johnson, do for my little two-man game here. Shot clock down to 5. Harris, trying to find Johnson.
Wow.
That'll count. Right as the shot clock expired. What a pass by Harris. The bump and the little finish by Daniel Johnson.
There's Norton, kick out Blanchfield. Ready to fire. And down this end, Harris late in the shot clock.
Hell of a pass.
Beautiful wraparound pass for an and one with the shot clock buzzer going off.
Sure it beat the buzzer?
Yep.
I'm not. But
It sure did. Eat your way to LA. DoorDash. Use the code DASH to LA. Listen. For a free trip to LA. With 3 of my friends or family members on a 5-night trip, and you go see the Lakers?
Yes, sir.
And all I got to do is sign up, get my DoorDash account, and enter that code, DASH to LA, on every order.
Yep. McCarron, long. Do for my to Dedge. Kept alive. And that's an illegal screen. Hiram Harris gets pinged after they save it. And even though, Liam,
An offensive screen?
couple of buckets for Perth, they just can't get any momentum.
I'll tell you why.
Tell me, please.
Adelaide have all the answers.
They do. So
Every
far.
time, hold that. You know how hard it is to be down 20 and tie that back up? It's too much momentum.
73-56, it's all Adelaide. They've been brilliant tonight, the 36ers. From the opening tip, Sunday Detch went to work, and away they went. They're fun to watch when they play like this. You mentioned earlier in the night, Homicide, they're carefree. They don't have playoffs to worry about. There are players playing for their jobs or their futures or whatever it might be when it comes to the next contract. And right now, it's all been the perfect storm. It's snowballed into a perfect performance so far.
Carefree basketball is some of the most fun basketball to play. Not worrying about missing shots. Just playing. And they are grooving.
The issue is the carefree basketball normally comes after you've had a really rough season and the playoffs aren't attainable. Welcome back. Coach's challenge.
Challenge is unsuccessful. The call on the floor on white 22 will stand. Coach loses his timeout and his challenge, red ball.
So CJ Bruton tried to argue the offensive foul against Hiram Harris, and it's been deemed unsuccessful.
We're talking about the rough night Bryce Cotton's had, 2 of 14 from the field. We've got Damo courtside. Damo, you were his point guard on championship winning teams, Bryce Cotton. In this situation, they're running different offensive structure than what you had under Trevor Gleeson. But how does Mitch Norton, Kyle Zuni, how do these guys get BC going?
Yeah, they do have different offensive structure to what Trevor Gleeson obviously had, but they still do have simple plays they can run to try and get Bryce an open look. So it doesn't have to be about, hey, Bryce, here's the ball. We know that you can go and do your step backs, your crossovers, whatever it might be, as per the last 4 years. But no, let's try and get you an easy one where we get Matty Hodgson setting you a kickback screen or a flare screen. Just a nice, easy one so he can finally shoot the ball without a contested hand. Now, they would have a plethora of those offensive sets, and right now, Nordo's going to get the ball under his hand, say, Bryce, go sit under the ring. We're going to set you some staggers, some pin downs. Let's get you an easy look where it doesn't have to come off the dribble.
Damian Martin, as McCarron just takes it away, throws down, 2 hands. And as Homicide has mentioned time and time again, every time you feel the Wildcats are about to maybe get a little momentum, as they do so well in this building, Adelaide are able to find something. Todd Blanchfield, can he garner it? It's back to 16. He's got 9 on the night, all from beyond the arc. Bryce Cotton continues to sit 3 minutes into this final quarter.
So does Vic Law, so does Mitch Norton.
Dufamar. Here's McCarron. Detch has had a big night. Gets Fraser to commit. And then he's able to lead into an offensive foul.
Great pick from McCarron, one of the league leaders in steals. And we know he can get up. They're having some fun out there.
Is Blanchfield just able to knock it down, a hand down from Daniel Johnson. Now, that will count from Sunday Detch. It's a push after he released the ball. So the points count. He's got 23 on the night.
It's just too difficult to be down that much and come back all the time. Adelaide have answered, so it's hard, and as well a short run is for Perth. All Adelaide have to do is score 2 more baskets. It's up to 18, 19 points. It's too difficult.
Fraser no good.
It's been a rough return for Fraser.
Especially when Cotton's 2 of 14.
Dufamar to shut the door. Long. McCarron keeps it alive. 9 offensive rebounds for the 36ers. Give him another opportunity. Can Dufamar take it? No, he can't. It's going to come off his fingers as well.
I tell you, you really got to give some credit here to CJ Bruton. To have his team come into the jungle in this type of headspace, in a situation like what they're in, where, as Mitch McCarron said at halftime, we're not going to make the playoffs, but they've come in with that spoiler mentality. Like, let's come in, and doesn't mean we can't come in and play at a high level. Frazier, much needed triple there, cuts it to 15, but to have the squad fully bought in, ready to answer all of those runs that the Wildcats are going to go on, the questions they're going to ask, that's a great job by CJ Bruton in this situation.
Agreed.
You get the feeling that Perth are going to throw one last run at them. Cotton, met by Sunday Detch as he has all night. Can he get it going? Not there, he can't. And Detch is one-on-one with Blanchfield, although he gets surrounded by red jerseys fairly quickly and says, I'll wait. Johnson couldn't find Withers.
Here comes the roll of the dice from Scott Morrison. Norton in, Vic Law in, down 15, 5 minutes to play.
Cotton, here is Norton. Back from injury tonight, on the attack, no good. McCarron will push, 20's at his best. Looking, finds Hannahs. That's long. Got a little cold, the 36ers late. Still got a 15-point advantage to play with. Less than half the quarter to go. Travers, great pass. Norton's able to get the reverse to go. It's back to 13. Johnson. That might shut the door.
That's a backbreaker.
23 for Daniel Johnson. Lead back to 16. They have answered every Wildcat challenge. Law. Able to get it to go. He's got 20. Leads 14. Under 4 minutes. RAC Arena. Praying for a miracle. And Mitch McCarron somehow comes out Law wants the push. And that's come off the hand of Hodgson, says the referee.
That is a big stop. But Mitch McCarron just unkind that possession. Did everything right but finish.
And in moments when they would usually be looking for Bryce Cotton, they're not even looking there.
He ain't there tonight.
In transition.
He ain't there. 2 of 15, 0 of 4 from 3. He ain't there tonight.
Stand up.
Scott Morrison might have failed our cameras. We're going to peek in, and he's got something, I'd say, fairly passionate to say to his players. Considering the look he just gave the camera and all of us, I'm very glad that I'm not in this huddle right now, Corey.
I agree. He's been on him all night. That's like I would hate to be at practice the next day. And I tell you this, if it was that coach who is in Toronto now, you practicing tomorrow.
There'll be no day off tomorrow.
You going hard, 2 a day.
And rightfully so, boys.
Well, it's been a really shocking performance.
Just shocking.
You just would not have thought they would come out and play like this. Now, you got to give credit to Adelaide, like we've been doing.
They came out and smacked them. That's what it was. They probably thought it was a sweet Vic. You know what? We'll get Adelaide. We'll beat Adelaide now. Yeah, okay.
It starts with those knockdowns. Knock down a few shots early. Got to get that done in the jungle. The D they've played on Bryce Cotton. Sunday Detch. Every now and then it's been a little bit of Mitch McCarron. Dusty Hannah's coming out and having a big night. But the lack of fight, the lack of energy from the Wildcats, lack of passion that they've displayed in a game that is important for their run to the playoffs has been really surprising.
Underestimating the competition. And they smack you in the face, you're on the back foot for the rest of the night. And then when you come out super aggressive, they're in a comfort and a groove. So they're knocking down those shots you're usually expecting them to miss.
Johnson
like
from
this.
Aaron. Straight 3, no good. 14 in it, 3 minutes to go. Law on the attack, pulls up. Mid-range, short. Normally eats those for breakfast. Hodgson's been great. McCarron picked that away, though.
Mitch.
Filling the box score. Mitch McCarron still in all the little things. 8 points, 9 boards, 6 assists, and 5 steals.
Wow. 5 steals.
It's a 4x5 game.
The captain of 36ers, if we look at the numbers there, has been outstanding. Leading from the front again. For an Adelaide team who had a pretty bad weekend last weekend, but have rolled into Perth on a Thursday night and have not missed a beat from the opening tip. Hannah's. Withers, got to let it go. Shot clock close. Short. Now, Perth can't waste a great deal of time getting good looks. Travers, great D. McCarron. Got a hand on it, made it tougher than it was going to be. Johnson, 3. Just hoiked it up. No good. Under 2 minutes. Cotton. Blanchfield turned the first one down. I'm assuming that was a lob from Todd Blanchfield looking for Hodgson. It'll stay with the baseline. Hodgson takes a seat. Wagstaff back in. 16 points, 8 boards on the night for Matty Hodgson. Blanchfield. Hannah's with a contest.
When was the last time Bryce Cotton touched the ball?
2 of 15. He don't need to touch the ball.
Oh, jeez.
You've been the best player in the
He don't
game.
need to touch the ball.
You've been watching the last 3 or 4 years,
When
right?
it ain't your night, it ain't your night. There ain't nothing he did tonight for me to want to give him the ball tonight.
Well,
not a thing.
I'll always, I think the last 5 years override the first 3 quarters. I would have given it to him at least a couple of times. Withers, tough. That'll do. That'll officially do it. It was probably already done, but that'll officially do it.
Hats off Adelaide.
There is Cotton. Met by Detch. Fires it inside the Travers. Misses the first, tips home his own miss. What a night in the Hungry Jacks NBL. It was Sydney in overtime defeating Illawarra. And Adelaide have come in RAC Arena, are going to spoil the party. And I think I can hear Scott Roth cheering all the way down in Tasmania as this Tasmania Jack Jumpers team. Cotton gets it to go. With a game tomorrow night, get inch closer to putting more pressure on the Wildcats for that 4th and final playoff spot.
Well, that's the end of a really tough night for Cotton. First single-digit game for a couple of years, 3 of 16, and it's big smiles on the Adelaide bench.
This makes the trek back to South Australia a little easier. Mojave King in. Law met him at the bucket, led to a wedgie. We've seen a few this week.
Sure have.
Sunday, Tuesday, and again tonight. What a big win. Hannah's set the tone. Here's Marshall. Over Travers, it's tough, no good. Law goes and gets it. And that'll be it. And that last play is probably indicative of the Wildcats' night. It was dirty from the start, but those men and that man deserve a great deal of credit because the Adelaide 36ers, with not a great deal to play for outside of pride, roll in to one of the toughest places to play in the NBL and just beat down the Wildcats from the opening tip. Big win. Unexpected win. Mitch McCarron fills the and just stuffs the stat sheet again. It's blown my mind, Homicide. I was not expecting the 36ers to control it from go to woe.
Fantastic performance for Adelaide. Came over and they were impressive from start to finish. Every time Perth looked like they were going on a big run or gearing up, Adelaide answered. Dusty Hannah's fantastic performance. Best of the season to me, my opinion. DJ was DJ. And now let's go to Damian Martin.
I'm here with Sunday, mate. You're incredible tonight. From the start of the game through the full 40 minutes, 23 points, but it was more than just a scoring, 9 rebounds. The defense you put on Bryce Cotton in particular. What are your thoughts on the game?
Look, we played a complete game tonight. You know, I think we haven't been playing that well recently, and, you know, we've been hitting the training court hard, and the boys executed tonight. You know, credit to them. We came out, you know, we knew it was going to be a tough game, but we did our job.
What do you make of the season? Because when we see the 36ers play like that, it's a case of, man, they are really good when they're at their best. What are your thoughts overall?
Just consistency, you know. As you know, to win in this league, you gotta bring a night in and night out. And I think we've ebbed and flowed and, you know, ridden that wave a bit. But, you know, we just got to finish strong and look forward to the next season, you know. But we still got 3 more games and we're going to battle hard.
And CJ seemed super positive all game. It's like he came out and said, guys, just go and play to your strengths, have some fun, and you guys certainly did that.
Yeah, 100%. You know, CJ and the coaching staff have 100% faith in us, and every single day he comes in with a smile, and, you know, his big thing is keep your head high, keep building, and we'll get some.
Mate, you're incredible tonight. Congrats on the win.
Appreciate it, Mark.
Sunday Detch. His team waited for him.
Not really.
Well, I think they pretended like they were going to. And went early. Foot like a player of the game, and he was outstanding at both ends, as Damian Martin spoke to him about there. But that's how the game started. Got the mid-range jumper, And his first quarter, he had 11 points, really set the tone for a really nice night for the Adelaide 36ers.
This is what Sunday Dedge can bring to the table. We know he's an elite defender, did a really terrific job on Bryce Cotton tonight. And I like the fact, for the most part, he put the 3-ball away tonight. He's been hoisting it up in recent games and shooting pretty inefficient. But tonight, much more of an all-court performance and a really nice night at the office from Sunday Dedge.
Damian Martin courtside again with another star.
I'm here with Daniel Johnson. Do you just love coming back to Perth? You grew up here about 15 minutes down the road. Another 23 points. You've scored more points at RAC Arena than any other opposition player. Why? Why do you have to keep doing it to us, mate?
Oh, I don't know. It's just good being home, being around family. Yeah, I just feel a bit relaxed here and, yeah, seem to play well, which is nice.
It's one of the best 40 minutes performances the 36ers have put on. What do you put that down to?
I mean, we made some shots tonight, which haven't been really falling all season. I think our spacing was better. We executed a bit better down the stretch, not so well. But and then we just held Bryce to a low score tonight, which always helps.
And Dusty Hannahs was fantastic tonight. What did you make of the team's overall performance, and what were the real standouts?
Oh, I think, Dusty was aggressive, which helped. I mean, helped shots are going down. Sunday was great tonight on the boards and really, being a focal point for us offensively. And then I think the team defense was really good tonight as well.
And it looks like Mitch McCarron, his energy is just contagious. He's Mr. Everywhere tonight. Do you look at him as an inspirational captain and say, okay, if he's doing it, we better do it as well?
Yeah, I mean, he plays hard every night. He's really good at bringing the boys together and making sure we're all on the same page doing the right thing. So, yeah, he's massive tonight as well.
DJ, you're a superstar. Congrats on the win, mate.
Thanks, mate. Appreciate it. Cheers.
He is a superstar, and he was great, in particular in that first half and that first quarter, all over the floor. Again, this is how it started in that first quarter when everything went right for Adelaide. He mentioned and he referenced making shots. You're a lot more confident and aggressive when they're going down, but sometimes it rolls into each, and the momentum was there when this man went hot early.
As we know, DJ loves playing in this venue, and if you didn't know, it was on display today. Like you said, man, no place like home, coming out and doing his thing.
Big win. 12 points for the 36ers, and that's about as close as it got after quarter time. Quick break. We'll wrap it up on the other side of this. Hungry Jack's highlights on a huge Thursday night to kickstart the weekend of hoops. Dusty Hannah's great. Sunday Dead's great. More Dusty Hannah's. This is what happened in the second half every time Perth made a run. That'll be on the highlight reel, but there ain't much more for the Red Army tonight, to be fair. Hannah's. Bang. Bang. Blanchfield. Bang. Not as much because in the end, they weren't really close, and Adelaide absolutely deserved this big win. Mitch McCarron, he did whatever he wanted tonight. He led the way, as Daniel Johnson spoke about. And when Daniel Johnson's in this mood, I don't care what arena homicide, it is fun to watch.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Fantastic performance by Adelaide. Credit to them. Credit to CJ for having his team ready to play and answer the call. Whenever Perth looked like they were trying to be up and in, be more aggressive, score consecutive buckets, get some stops, Adelaide found a way to continue to not make that happen by scoring.
You look at the numbers there, Cam. They tell some of the story. The real story is Bryce Cotton. The aim when you play the Wildcats is to limit Cotton, make things tough. If you shut him down, like they did tonight, it very rarely happens. If you shut down Bryce Cotton, you beat the Wildcats.
Who have Perth got next?
Cairns.
Good luck. That's all I can say, and I'm basing that on 5 years of Bryce Cotton doing Bryce Cotton things. Now, it's been a remarkable night in Hungry Jack's.
Really has.
It has. We came here excited. We got ready to go because Illawarra and Sydney were the two hottest teams in the league, and they did not disappoint. That's the score. It was overtime, 92 apiece of regulation. Froling was great. The bench loved it. Vasilovic was our footlocker player of the game. Xavier Cooks did whatever he wanted. He continues his great year. Jalen Adams, he cramped late but was great. This could not have been any... It doesn't matter what words I say. If you missed the game, you missed the classic.
What a game. Just an outstanding contest of NBL basketball. Tyler Harvey was terrific, but really big-hearted stuff from the Kings. Ian Clark in overtime was massive, and yeah, they missed the shots, both teams at either end at the end of regulation. That sent it to OT, but with Jalen Adams cramping, Clark came out and acted as the closer. 8-zip Kings to open overtime, Corey. That's a big-time win.
That was huge. And Jerome Martin stepped up big in overtime as well. I mean, that whole team stepped up. Dejan Vasilovic was super impressive, man. Everybody showed up. Fantastic win. 13 straight.
Good team.
They are rolling.
Nothing more to be said. And the best thing about this is, and while Sydney got the win tonight, Illawarra were really, really good. That shot from Rattan Mays, that was the game winner. They came off the iron after Ian Clark had missed a three at the previous end. Could have been the game winner, but this NBL playoffs, Melbourne are top. We'll get to the Amy ladder in a minute, but we're going to see that contest again before the playoffs. That's the exciting thing. I think they go again next Saturday week in Sydney. It just sets the scene for what's going to be an incredible month of NBL. Incredible.
They have so much talent, the Sydney Kings, and they're playing with so much confidence. That was their 7th straight road game. They've won 9 straight games away from home. They are roaring through the league right now. Now, the only team they haven't beat throughout all of that period of time is Melbourne United, the ladder leaders, the defending champs. They're not going to meet them until the playoffs if that happens. But in the meantime, they're just kicking butt.
I actually like the fixture quirk, and just a coincidence that I think they met right before Christmas. I could be wrong, but definitely been a while since Melbourne and Sydney played each other. Now, who knows if they'll get each other in the playoffs at some point. It's maybe more likely than unlikely, but I like that homicide that both these teams can say we weren't at our best, we didn't have our full strength, and they meet in a big final. It's going to be so fun.
That's the wildest thing about the whole the top 3 at least. Illawarra is playing great basketball. They've beaten Melbourne United twice. Sydney hadn't faced Melbourne since, the 50-point shellacking, right? Illawarra would usually own Sydney up until tonight. So these matchups are going to be beautiful come finals.
That was the Amy ladder. Here's the rest of round 20. Some pressure on Melbourne United now. They're tied, those two teams, just percentage the difference. So they need to take care of Brisbane and they need to take care of Cairns. And Sydney's going to play that red-hot Adelaide team. I'm coming with flowing with confidence.
What a weekend. What a weekend. What a night, wherever you might be. Thank you for joining us. Get involved. Hashtag NBL22. It's next level. It's gone to another level. And the playoffs are only going to go even higher, Homicide.
I'm with it.
I need to get some sleep.
Get some sleep, brother.
But only for a short time, because this time tomorrow night we're back at it again. Liam, thank you.
Thank you.
Homicide, always a pleasure.
Peace and love, my brother.
Hey, to Illawarra and Sydney, thank you. And to Adelaide, thank you. You're all great. Perth, a little disappointing, but they got a chance to bounce back. Until tomorrow night. See ya.
This program is brought to you by Hungry Jack's and Bunnings Warehouse.
Evening everyone, Sunday Jacks, suggest really getting comfortable there. Raise your hand if you'd like to go first. When someone does that, we'll take it away. Great, let's go through it.
Congratulations guys. Coach, what was the key to that sort of performance? You were magnificent from the start.
I think the attention to detail, as I said to the guys in the locker room, I thought they were very switched on, clearly coming back after losing our last home game, trying to keep, it was very, the game plan, because there's so much that different teams run, focusing in on just a couple of key points that they run, and it's more the individual scout and what we wanted to take away from certain players on the Wildcats roster, and I thought that the boys were very switched on, like I said, they paid great attention to detail, and they delivered, and I guess, you know, the local kid here, the local kid in the Wildcat, former Wildcat, came out and played his part as well as the former Willerton and DJ Johnson, Daniel Johnson, DJ. Yeah.
Teams don't keep Bryce Cotton to 7 like ever. How much of a plan did you have that was specific to him, and how close did you get to nailing every single part of that plan?
Well, he's an elite player. He's an MVP caliber player, and we all know that. And there's certain things, I'm not going to explain it here, but there's certain things that I feel like playing against him and watching him play. He's torched my team and when I played, and he's torched us when I was with the Bullets, and he's a very talented player, and there's certain things that you need to do and to take away. He gets his reps up, as does Vic Law, and you know, you need to make sure you put them in certain spots on the floor that is not where they're comfortable. And I thought our guys did a good job of not fouling them and making sure that we gave ourselves every chance by committed to the box out as well.
Sunday, how much did you study the way other teams have gone at him in the past few games? There's been a lot of rotations on him to make sure that players are fresh and able to target him without being fatigued. How much did you look at what people were doing to close him out in those matches?
I personally didn't look at it too much. You know, the coaches put together a great game plan, and you know, we just have to come out and execute. Last time we played them in Adelaide, he got off and got to his spots and made his shots. And tonight, it was just about making it hard for him, making sure we give him the shots that we want him to take, rather than, you know, Bryce doing Bryce.
CJ, obviously things haven't gone to plan this season, certainly in the last few weeks. Did you see this result coming tonight, or this performance coming? Was there something brewing on the track that maybe thought you could come here and do to Perth what not many teams tend to do over their history?
Well, if you've been following Perth, then you know that they haven't been that strong at home since they've come back. They were very good on the road and coming back and making adjustments and things like that. Our teams have come in here with less fear factor, I guess, or they just have played well when they've come in here, not fear factor. I think coming for myself and for our group coming here, I thought it's keep it as simple as possible, and like I said, how we just find a way to keep sharing the ball, keep taking the right shots, and if we can, you can take the air of the crowd here, you give yourselves another chance to win the game.
And Sunday, obviously Bryce Cotton's a wonderful player, but your record on him is probably better than most, I would suggest, defensively. Is there, 7 points, I don't know if you've kept him to 7 before, probably not, but you tend to, I think you've got a pretty good record on him. How do you feel that matchup goes for you?
Yeah, look, I played against Bryce for a number of years now against him and with him when I was here. I think I know some of his moves, but yeah, it's really just following the game plan. And I think tonight, myself and the rest of the team just executed that to a T. And, he's a great scorer, and it's hard to keep him down, but, when you're on and everyone's on the same page, then it makes the job a lot easier. So credit to my teammates, the guys on the on-balls, the bigs especially, they did a really good job tonight, and we're locked in on when we're switching onto them as well.
Cheers, thanks, that's all from me.
Anything else, anyone?
CJ, how did you keep that momentum going? Like when you built that early lead, what did you say to the guys in the huddle just to keep them focused?
Well, first having more bodies to go at. Dusty coming back, clearly he made a big impact to our group, which yet to say. But when you talked about before the question before, he was a major contributor. More bodies that can go at him and take him in waves. I think it was more space on the floor. I thought we did a pretty good job of using the clock well when we needed to, not rushing ourselves. And then we attacked. We attacked when the opportunities were there, and we had the good looks and open looks, and sometimes they don't go in and sometimes they do. And tonight we hit a few of them early, which got us a lead, and we're not playing catch up, which we have for most of the season. And then we were able to, under control, call a couple timeouts at certain points where I felt like they were about to make a big run, and just put that to bed and let everyone know we were okay. And I thought they responded well coming out of timeouts. We scored quite a bit out of our timeouts, which I was very happy with again.
Final call.
Thank you very much.
Thanks, fellas.
Appreciate it. Thank you all. See you. Sunday, you go see the show. Yeah. I'll show you the rest of mine. Oh, yeah. Mama's here.
We got it. You got it? Luke will help you. Don't pull it back down. Your bag's just there. If you grab that on that table there. Yep. Yep.
I was just checking to say that this was getting recorded, though. That's right, thank you. This way?
Yeah, a little bit.
Towards me, yeah.
Yep.
Hopefully it stays up. I think every time we do that. Mitch Norton and Scott Morrison, guys. Craig, take it away when you're ready.
Yeah, Scott, can you talk us through, when you look back on that now, why do you feel that it all went so wrong so quickly?
Why do I feel it went that way?
Yes.
Well, in any shoving match, one person's doing the shoving and one person's getting shoved, and you can guess which one of those we were tonight. And I don't mean, sorry, let me clarify. I don't mean that there was anything dirty. I mean, one team came out tough to play hard, to play to win, and one team came out soft.
Yeah, I understood where you're going with that. So how concerned are you about the lack of fight that this team has been showing in the past couple of games?
I mean, yeah, I mean, if you're seeing it, I think it's pretty obvious what's going on. And whatever many losses we have this year, 9, 10, I've tried to come in here and take the blame for it, or at least say, hey, I can do better myself first. And that's still the case, whether we win or lose. But no, I think the player side of the locker room has to look inside themselves after this one and see if they care about getting to the postseason or not, because Adelaide's a good enough team to beat us on a good night when we play hard. But we sure as hell aren't beating anybody when we come out like we did in the first half. It was embarrassing.
Mitch, obviously he's one of the players there. I mean, as the vice captain, what's your message to the group at the moment in terms of how they can not perform to the standards that are expected, both from a physical point of view and from just a skill point of view?
Yeah, I think, for no reason does Scott need to come in and, motivate us. If we need motivation, it's probably you're in the wrong job, really. We've got signs on the wall in the locker room, and right now they're just words. They need to become actions, and actions quickly. I think we need to find why we play basketball. Whether it's your family, whatever it is. Because right now, I think we're not playing for the name on the front of the jersey, and that's probably the most disappointing thing. The only positive is we get to play in a day or so time and rectify all of this.
It feels like this has sort of been brewing for a little while now. Scott spoke about it the other day when he said he'd spoken to you guys about living up to the culture, and it still isn't the case. Why aren't people able to instill what's being spoken about on the court, do you think?
To be honest, I don't really know. We've got a coach that puts together a game plan, and, when we're not executing that, it falls in a bit of a hole. And, offensively has never been the issue. Talent can get you by for some games, and we've seen that. But until you play hard and play the right way, we're not going to get the results that we're looking for. So, like Scott said, a lot of looking in the mirror tonight and coming back tomorrow at training and prepared to get better.
But how would you like the team to protect Bryce a little bit more, help Bryce a little bit more, given he's got multiple defenders in his face, in a rotation, game in, game out at the moment, and making it really hard? We haven't seen him score 7 in forever, really. What does the team need to do to help him?
I think we're all basketball players. We've played the game for a long period of time, and we've gotten to this level because of a skill set. So we need to use that. He draws a lot of attention, and sometimes that's good enough for us to get open shots, get downhill, attack the paint. But right now, I think we're probably a little focused on Bryce, which we have been in the past. But everyone's a basketball player, and we just got to play ball.
Can you comment on that too, please, Scott? What do you think needs to be changed to help Bryce more at the moment, given the way that teams are honing him even harder than what they have in the past?
Set better screen? I don't know. Set better screens, call better plays. I just noticed here that Bryce didn't draw one foul. There wasn't one foul called for Bryce in his favor. So we got a long list of things we can blame before we talk about the referees. But it is kind of embarrassing how much he's pushed and held and knocked off his space. Now he's got to own his space too, and he's got to get tougher at times. And we got to set better screens, and we got to cut harder for him. But I mean, it's kind of laughable that he has no fouls drawn. I mean, what's going on out there? He played 32 minutes. It only took 5 threes, so he wasn't settling every time down. So, I mean, yeah. We got to do a better job getting him open.
So does tomorrow become a sit down in the circle discussion sort of day, home truths, or do you get back on court as quickly as possible, Scott?
I mean, yeah. I mean, we're gonna look at our mistakes. We're gonna look at what we could do better. We're gonna look at some examples of things we did well, if we can find any, and then we're gonna shift our focus to Cairns because the only thing we can do with this game is learn from it. So we'll try to learn as much as we can in a short amount of time, and then switch over to Cairns. You got to figure Cairns is. I know they're snakes, not sharks, but you got to figure they're smelling some blood in the water right now, and they got to think if they come in here and play hard, they can beat us because we haven't shown that we're willing to play hard for 40 minutes.
Anyone else there, Wade?
Let's find out. Any other questions, guys? Go back to you. You got any final ones, Craig?
No, I'm good. I've covered it all. Thank you very much, guys. Appreciate it.
Cheers.